Ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader here on YouTube. Folks, we are talking CKB on today's video. Now, before we get into the talk on price action, check me out on Twitter at Real6Fig. This is where I drop charts, videos, upcoming news, things of that nature. Speaking of videos, Crypto Airborne did one hell of a live stream with Rob from Digital Asset News last night. These two started talking about the metaverse and the possibilities that lie within. It was such an eye-opening live stream. It's available to watch now. It is finished rendering and downloading. I highly recommend that you give this a listen. Very eye-opening, to say the least. A lot of things that I was not thinking about concerning the metaverse, they talked about. So big shout out to both those guys. Now, getting back to CKB, there's a few different theories I'm having here. And we'll get into the whole pitchforking in a second. But I've had a couple people ask me if the run-up is still going to happen. And the correct answer that I always tell everyone is that I don't know, because I don't. We can only speculate on current price action and what some possibilities could be. We can be right most of the time, we can be wrong some of the time, and vice versa. So one thing we need to look at is the fact that right now we have the 50 moving average French kissing, and I'm saying French kissing, the 200. And hopefully there is a really good time that comes after that. So with that said, we have the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average down here before this previous run-up. And what we can say is that once these two worlds collided, we saw a nice golden cross, and then we saw a huge price run-up. Well, we kind of have the same scenario playing out. 50 moving average is really flirting with the 200, and we're hoping to see a very nice breakout in the same capacity. I've talked about how similar this price action is compared to this price action here. So let's just go over this one more time for all the people that did not see it. And we can see that by cloning all of these candles, I'm not manipulating them in any way. The only thing I will do is just kind of stretch them out here to fit current price action. Now, this is not going to change the candle bars, and we got Trading View, which is being slower than a turtle today. So here we go, folks. Come on. Oh my gosh, Trading View. I can't believe the money I pay for this subscription. We have to deal with this slow stuff. Unacceptable. Especially when I'm live on the mic trying to do some TA. So this is about as good as it's going to get right now. I think this is sitting pretty good. But we can see that all these little ghost bars here really trade in a very similar fashion to what we are seeing here. Especially this area right in here. When you compare these two, it's like apples to apples in my opinion. Not financial or trading advice. So now you guys heard me mention the whole pitchfork, and you're probably scratching your head going, what is going on with that? So we can see that pitchforking is a very nice method to see where price action could possibly go. And I'm not going to get into the mechanics behind the pitchfork. You can just Google it. And so what we can see is how price action really plays within these pitchforks quite nicely in these channels. I mean, we can see that they basically obey these channels quite nicely in this case. We saw a little blow off top here. Hopefully we get the same thing that happens. Now, we can see that this thing is still kind of trading within this current pitchfork. So what's going to happen next? Nobody knows. That's the correct answer. But let's start to compare similarities. Now, here we are seeing this price action move way off the chart. Way off the chart. One thing I'm curious is, once this thing broke, this area down here, how high up did we go? So we went almost a 1x. Let's just kind of see what this is saying here. This is almost a 2x here. So, I mean, for this to happen might make sense to come up to about 20 cents. And this might be the play for greater Elliott wave theory to go higher after that. And let me explain this in just 1 second. I wish TradingView would let me have a bigger screen. So bear with me here. This is going to look really freaky right now. I mean, we may be seeing a push, up to 20, 25 cents, and maybe possibly higher if the market plays out. And this is, in fact, Elliott wave theory moving. The correct answer is nobody knows. And I want you guys to understand right now that this is extremely speculative and not financial or trading advice. We won't know until we know what's going to happen. So I want to make that very clear. Don't go out liquidating all your stuff, thinking that I'm guaranteeing this, because I am absolutely in no way, shape, or form. But based off previous price history, I'm just saying it could be a possibility. And in addition, let's just go ahead and clear the charts. And in addition, what we can go ahead and do is throw up this little Fibonacci extension. And we can see that by measuring off this low to this high, or rather this high to this low, we can see that CKB ran up to the 476% level. Now, where is the 476% level in this run up? And this might give us a more accurate and realistic price tag, right around 18 cents. So, I mean, there we go. We can almost double confirm that, hey, this is possible for us to see this 20-cent number, in the future. And I'm not going to speculate on when, but I do think that we are sitting good for right now. I think CKB is a good long-term bet. Otherwise, I wouldn't be covering it. And again, this is not financial or trading advice whatsoever. Let's look at CKB on the 1 hour chart. And what we can see here is, I'm going to go ahead and clear everything else because TradingView is being really slow, and I'm not sure if I'm just overloading this chart with indicators and crap on the screen. So here we have a gorgeous descending triangle, and we do think that there might be a possibility for this sideways consolidation to produce upside results. Here we can see a nice flag pull, somewhat of a pennant, right? Then we might be seeing price action continue to the upside. Now, I have been talking about this February. Where's my head at right now, guys? Jeez. November 4th at noon. So let's find November 4th at noon to November 5th at noon. And give me a little bit of wiggle room here. Let's just say, plus or minus 6 hours on each side. But I think that this could be the point in time where we might see 0.5 reverse to have price action either leave in an upward trajectory from this descending triangle or a downward trajectory. I don't like to try to predict which way these things are going. I would have rather seen a nice big ascending triangle form here rather than a descending triangle, or maybe some sort of symmetrical triangle form, but we have a descending triangle, and that doesn't give me the most confidence like an ascending triangle would. So I just want to make that clear. So I do think that, don't be surprised if this thing takes off early, and don't be surprised if you see this thing trading around that 0.018 cent level again, to the bottom side. But if you see it trading lower than that, we may have some issues. But I think 0.02 is about as high as we might see it when we think of the November 4th and 5th price point. So I'm not trying to get anybody to FOMO into CKB whatsoever. You need to do your own research, your own due diligence. It's very important. I'm just a guy on the internet that draws crazy squiggly lines like that. So without further ado, folks, I just want to give a huge shout out to the Patreons. You guys are juggernauts of this channel. You support the channel. Thank you so much. If you're interested in supporting the channel, it's $3 a month and you'll get your name, YouTube channel name, or business name up on this banner. In addition, we are also doing an NFT giveaway at the end of this month. So with that said, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day wherever you are at in the world.